Yeah, I'll end out the Warriors thing with this. It is good that they lost because it provides clarity. If they somehow came back, beat the Lakers, and then lost to the Nuggets in 6, we would all be just saying, well, I mean, come on, let's be objective here. They won the championship last year and then almost made it to the finals again this year. Should they really shake it up that much? But it's like, nah, like changes are going to have to happen. There was something wrong this year. And it also kind of helps with like Klay wants a max extension. Like that's not happening anymore. So I think it's like it was the necessary thing, and these things just tend to work out. And I will say, I'm not opposed, since we don't have a GM right now, I am not opposed to let GM.
To
LeBron,
let GM?
Let GM. LeBron.
No.
I would.
No.
I totally would.
No.
I totally would. Especially if
Ryan.
they could get rid of Draymond, slide LeBron into the Draymond role, would be a better offensive creator. It would be like the Expendables. It's just one last dance, one last roadshow.
No, Ryan. No, I mean, honestly, I'm a Draymond guy, right?
Oh,
And he's been my favorite since he got here. When we were doing Warrior stuff, I had his jersey up instead of Rice over here, and the poncho on, and he's on the back of the poncho. But at the end of the season, I mean, I don't know about the GM, but I did say that I thought the only 2 core players. I mean, you could say Looney because I don't think his contract's up this year, but realistically, the only 2 players I see as core now on this team are just Steph and Wiggs. And so I think Draymond is expendable, and it pains me to say that. And I think Klay is expendable, especially at that max price. I mean, now if you get him at a better price, then it's hard to get rid of Klay. He's great 3-point shooter. He's still got a little D. He's not the defender he once was, but he's not like
he'd fit nicely around LeBron just as a shooter.
Jeez. It's just like arrows, daggers. Pull out the daggers, Ryan. No, that's fine. I mean, I suppose anything is possible. I was thinking more like Giannis, but he's going to be so expensive to trade for.
It would be so sick, but
there's been some talk of that. But I mean, I think there's other options that we could do. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And obviously Bob Myers stepped down, and huge loss. But also, like you said, we need to shake things up. Would we have shaken things up before? And I think part of it is, I think there's 2 things. I think 1, you probably doesn't want to be here when Klay or Dre gets dealt. And 2, there was meddling going on. I mean, there were reports of Kurt Lacob meddling, and I think so. Joe and Kurt together, ownership meddling, and I think also Kerr was meddling because he wasn't playing Kuminga, and he wasn't playing Moody, and he wasn't playing Wiseman, and these are like Bob Myers draft picks. And if you're spend all this time selecting and picking guys, and your coach isn't playing them, that would irk me. I don't know. So. That was sort of my thought.
What I've heard about the GM is like the most likely thing is that it's like Dunleavy and Kirk Lacob, like Dunleavy kind of as the face and Kirk Lacob also in like a co-GM role or whatever, which to me sounds like, all right, we're going to let Kirk cook. We're going to let the Lacobs basically make all these crazy moves. And then if it doesn't work out, basically Mike Dunleavy is a human meat shield. Just if it doesn't work out, then fire Dunleavy. All right, that was the issue. Now we promote Kirk. That's what I could see happening, and that's why I wouldn't mind GM because I see LaFlop Queen James is washed. Yes, he is, but he will cause the Warriors. He will cause the Warriors to get calls. The calls will go the Warriors' way if they have LaFlop Queen. And
Huxley,
and he'll meddle completely. With he'll figure out some way to just explode. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how the Lakers made all those moves at the deadline, but they would make some crazy moves just because.
But you remember what I always said? I always said, like, I just want the refs not to jam us. I don't want the calls in my favor. I wouldn't feel good about it. But there's where we digress. And actually, at this point, one more ring for Steph. Oh, and then that's the other interesting thing. Then they would both get the ring together.
Yes.
And so they both have 5, and it wouldn't be one with 5, one with 4.
Yep.
I guess that is one way to get the whole NBA Silver on board.
And Steph would, if Steph won a Finals MVP, which he probably would, that'd be awesome. And then think about, like, if you're LeBron's camp and you're thinking, you're like, this doesn't look that bad because we beat the Warriors. So then LeBron could go to the team he just beat, and then also this also kind of cements, probably he could talk himself into this. It kind of cements like the distance between LeBron and Curry will be cemented, because from here on out, like, if there's any rings, they'll both get them. But in reality, Steph's going to outplay him and then maybe rise a little bit.
There you go. Interesting.